coverage of the seven-time NCAA champions, the UCLA Bruins, as they welcome the 10-time national champs, the Utah Red Rocks. Hi everybody, I'm Mark Connor along with my fellow Olympic medalist Kathy Johnson-Clark. It's always a thrill to be with you here at UCLA, Kathy. And this rivalry between Utah and UCLA is one of the best rivalries in the Pac-12.
And these two teams historically bring out the best in each other. Utah has the competitive edge. They have been the model of consistency, already showing national championship quality beam and floor lineups. This is a chance to be good on all four events. UCLA, they've been struggling, no surprise here, but they have all that it takes, all the ingredients to be a special team.
All right, let's go to the third member of our broadcast team. She's on the floor. That's Sam Pesci.
Well, besides wanting a win here tonight, both UCLA and Utah have individual team goals. Chris Waller, head coach of UCLA, told me he wants to see lots of championship quality routines. He wants to see big, beautiful gymnastics from start to finish. Head coach of Utah, Tom Barden, said he wants to keep things simple. He wants to see 24 for 24 hit routines here today. He said he likes when his team practices the 4 H's, staying happy, healthy, hungry, and humble. And guys, I think it's working for them. Utah has had one heck of a beginning of a season so far.
Thank you, Sam. Yeah, we're off to the first rotation here. UCLA, as the home team, will open up on vault, and that brings up Paulina Kratz, who is from Germany, and she set to go to lead off the Bruins today.
The first vault we'll see is a Yurchenko full twist. Very nicely done, slightly under-rotated, so her chest was forward, causing her to hop ever so slightly on the landing.
She's a 2021 Pac-12 floor exercise co-champion. We'll see her on the floor later today. Talk about the quality of talent on the floor. There's several Olympians in today's competition. We'll be talking about that more. Emily Morgan is from England. She was a member of the Great Britain team that competed in Tokyo. And she'll lead off the Utah Red Rocks here, visiting UCLA today.
She opens this bar routine with a really neat combination. We're only seeing a couple of gymnasts in NCAA do this particular skill.
The British team won the bronze medal at the Olympics in Tokyo. That's historic for them.
Comes up right after the first skill from the low bar to high bar. This is a Maloney, toe on, flight transfer up to the high bar. Now watch this, a full twist on that pack salto. It's called a Bahardwaj. Of course, everybody remembers Mohini Bahardwaj was a UCLA Bruin. Giant full right on top of the bar, really precise in this routine.
Welcome to our coverage of UCLA and Utah. We're inside Pauley Pavilion. I'm Mark Connor along with Kathy Johnson-Clark and Samantha Peshik calling the action today. This is one of the best rivalries in the Pac-12. Utah has struggled just a bit at the beginning of the season, but they seem to be on the right track, improving each week. Utah is hot right now, one of the top 4 teams in the country. Paulina Kratz was the first performer for UCLA. She had a 9.775. That brings up Kendall Poston, second Bruin to go.
This vault has a 10.0 start value. It's a front pike with a half twist. She struggled earlier in the season, looking for a much better landing. Oh, she is happy with that one. The hop back will be a deduction, but so much improvement on that vault.
Kendall is a super senior. She elected to take that additional year offered to the athletes who were affected by COVID. Quick reminder on the dual meet rules in NCAA competition. 6 gymnasts compete for each team in each event. Just the top 5 scores count towards that team total. The home order is vault, bars, beam, and floor. The away order, visiting team starts on the bars and has to finish on the beam. This will bring up Alexia Birch, also a super senior for Utah.
Watch this first skill. She's going to hop to a different grip to swing forward into the straddle Jaeger. The transfer down to low bar, nicely done, right into that handstand position. Judges are really looking for handstands right on top of the bar for no deduction. And of course, the all-important stuck landing, almost got it. Just a slight slide back with the feet.
Lexi Birch, really known to be a starter on vault and beam. Last year as a senior, she added uneven bars to her skill set and has been contributing a great deal.
This is called a cast hop. She's going to cast a handstand and hop that grip so she can swing forward into her single bar release move. And the dismount, double layout, leg separation there on the second layout, and a slight hop back.
This is Nora Flatley, the senior from West Des Moines, Iowa. 3 times this season she's competed in the all-around after missing most of the 2021 regular season with an ankle injury.
This can be a really pretty vault. So well done, so cleanly executed. Good amplitude off the table. Yes, of course, there was a hop on the landing, so that'll be a slight deduction from this 9.95 start value.
She's coming after Kendall Poston at a 9.825.
Look at the height. Hips 4.5 feet above the table. Excellent distance. Just that hop back.
We go back now to the bars for Utah. Emily Morgan led them off with an impressive 9.9. Season high for her, of course, and Alexia Birch, 9.825. Here's Sage Thompson.
Watch the amplitude on that pack salto the judges are looking for. Big air on these transitions from bar to bar. And of course, perfect form. Nice in-bar ginger there. That's an unusual release move when you see it on high bar in between the bars. Nice job on that double layout.
Wow.
Really good form.
The freshman from Lehigh, Utah, at a season high 9.925 in the dual meet against Oklahoma this year.
She finessed that handstand. Look at the pack salto. Nicely done. And the double layout. Good lift. Nice amplitude. And of course, a perfectly stuck landing.
We go back now to vault for UCLA. Nora Flatley had a 9.825. Talk about the Olympians in this competition. This is Brooklyn Moores, competed for Canada in the Tokyo Olympics.
Also performing a front pike half, 10.0 start value. Good control on the landing, just that step back, but her chest was down low, so they'll take a deduction for lack of amplitude.
Let's go down to Sam Pescic.
Thanks, Bart. Yeah, Tom Barden said that Grace McCallum is an extremely coachable athlete in every aspect. He said she works really hard and is driven by the smallest details, that she's actually different than a lot of elites because it's been refreshing for her to fix the details versus working on adding difficulty.
Great point.
Remember that silver medal winning team for USA in Tokyo.
Yes, in elite gymnastics, they just try to pack the routines with as much difficulty. And so far, Grace is moving with nearly flawless technique and form, and a perfectly
beautiful
stuck landing.
Wow.
That's a great routine.
Utah fans, they travel, they support their team, and Utah legendary for putting more than 15,000 people up there in the Huntsman Center for every home meet. They travel and they support their team wherever they go. And what a team they have this year, Kathy.
They certainly do. That's the best bar routine she's done so far in her very young collegiate career.
Before her, by the way, Sage Thompson had a 9.875. Brooklyn Moore's got a 9.85. And here's another Olympic medalist. This is Jordan Giles.
This vault's called a Kazamatsu. She's going to do traditional entry, no round-off entry. Big amplitude on that vault. It is so difficult to generate the power necessary to do that vault without the round-off.
So guess what? Grace McCallum got a perfect 10 to start off this competition. How about that? We said at the top of the show there is a lot of talent on the floor. Many of these Olympians moving from elite competition into collegiate competition. And what a joy to see in the first rotation at 10 for the Olympic silver medalist.
It was so nice to see her take her time in that routine and just every single detail Flawless.
There's Crystal Isa.
Straight body cast right into her ray, that single bar release. Bail to handstand. Now watch this combination. I love it. Very difficult. Giant full right into a double layout. Huge difficulty. Slight slide on that landing. Her single bar release right here, the toe on, flies backward, gets that nice counter rotation. Showed good amplitude.
Big scores for Utah. Their clean execution being rewarded over there on bar. Here is the anchor vaulter for UCLA. Jordan Childs, by the way, had a 9.875. Here is Shea Campbell.
Doing your Yurchenko full. Wow. Did she blast that ball off the table? That's the best block we've seen so far. And that's how you get that huge amplitude. Check this out.
Boy,
really, oh man, she just, look at that, almost 6 feet. We're gonna have to expand our graph there. She almost flew out of the frame. Really explosive block, and it continued to rise. Just that hop on the landing.
She had jammed her ankle on beam 1.5 weeks ago, but my goodness, she had all the pop she needed on that vault. It's so cool when you see an athlete with the power and the technique together. Miley O'Keefe now, the junior from Las Vegas, set to go. Coming after Crystal Isa, got a 9.9.
Miley's trademark form. So beautiful to see. She has slight leg separation on those first two skills. Gorgeous final handstand, really showed that position off. And lovely half in double front, really difficult to land. She kind of scooted back on the landing.
Interesting note about her career, she's 12 for 12 this season and 96 out of 96 routines for Utah in her career. Let's go down to Sam.
Yeah, I had a chance to speak with Grace McCallum about her very first college perfect 10, and I asked her what she was thinking about during her routine. She said, I was just confident. I told myself I do this every single day in practice, and guys, she was telling me with the biggest smile on her face. I asked her if she had a little bit of fun. She said, yeah, just a little.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt to get a 10. That'll make your day just to start off the competition. Utah will have the lead after the first rotation, and UCLA, Shea Campbell had a 9.9, a season high for her. UCLA with a 49.275 on vault, their highest score of the season on that event. So when we come back, we'll move on here at UCLA. In Utah with a 49.55, a season high on the vault. UCLA with a season high on the, UCLA was on the vault, Utah on the bars. Now, the UCLA gymnastics team has been in the news in recent weeks. Some team members claim a teammate was using racial slurs, and they were not happy with how the matter was handled by the leadership. 2 weeks ago, the teammate transferred to another team, but the remaining members are still looking for answers from the administration. UCLA did official statement release after the transfer. We have exceptional young women in our gymnastics program. Their strength, resilience, and commitment to one another is exemplary. I met with the gymnastics student athletes to have a conversation and listen to all perspectives about their experiences. As we move forward, we will continue to work with student athletes, coaches, campus, and external partners on how best to support the team. That was a statement from Athletic Director at UCLA, Martin Jarman. For more, let's go down to Sam Peshek.
I had a chance to speak with a couple of the upperclassmen, and they said they're really focusing on gymnastics and being in the gym together. And their main goal is finishing the season together as a team.
Athletes are finishing their warm-ups here, and we'll move on to the second of 4 rotations. UCLA will be on the bars, and Utah will be on the vault. Welcome back. What a lineup we have for you this weekend. Saturday, the NHL All-Star Game is at 3 Eastern on ABC and ESPN+. Then we'll have a couple of college hoop Sonic blockbusters on ESPN. Baylor, Kansas, and Duke, North Carolina. And then Sunday, the Pro Bowl is on ABC, ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and Disney XD. Here's the score after the first of 4 rotations. Both teams with season-high scores in the opening round. UCLA on vault and Utah on the bars. All right, now we mentioned at the top of the show so many Olympic athletes making their way into NCAA competition this year. Jordan Childs was part of that silver medal team in Tokyo. Brooklyn Moores, member of the Canadian Olympic team and a finalist in the all-around. And Emma Malabuyo was a reserve athlete for the U.S. team. How about Utah's as well?
And Utah joined Jordan Childs in Tokyo to that silver medal. Grace McCallum and Emily Morgan, the first ever bronze medal for Team Great Britain in Tokyo. And Kara Aker, United States 2020 Olympic team reserve athlete.
Now there is one Utah athlete who was on that Olympic team but is not competing today for Utah, and that of course is Michaela Skinner. You see here accolades, the 2017 NCAA floor champion. She was a vault champion, 9-time Pac-12 individual champion, 26-time All-American, and she won a silver medal at the Tokyo Olympics. She's married these days. She's finishing her schooling, but elected to not finish her collegiate career at Utah. But what incredible talent we have in the NCAA this year. It's good and getting better. Okay, now for Utah on the vault.
Jillian Hoffman performing a full twisting Yurchenko. Really well done. And I know Tom Farden wants to see as many stuck landings in this vault line as possible. Judges are looking for amplitude, which is the height and the distance off the table. Also form. You want to see straight arms on that table for the block, and of course nice open straight body, open hips in that layout position.
I was talking to Carly Dockendorf before the meet, one of the coaches for Utah, and she said Jillian is really one of the unsung heroes. She's coming back from injuries, and she's an inspiration for the team. Lead off on vault and on floor tonight. Here is Shea Campbell. We saw her in the last rotation get a 9-9 on the vault. She's one of 3 all-arounders for the Bruins today.
Open with the Maloney up to high bar. Little form issues on that first skill. Leg separation slightly. Hits that final handstand right on top of the bar. Giant blind into the double front. Good, solid routine for UCLA.
Good on to Sam.
I spoke to head coach Chris Waller, and he said that Shea Campbell is really finding her swagger on bars. It's an event that she's been working really hard on, and it's somewhere that he's seen a lot of improvements, which is why she's in that lead-off spot.
Yeah, he admitted, okay, bars is not her favorite, but she has really worked and focused on the details this year. And it showed in that performance, the leadoff for UCLA, Shea Campbell. Jillian Hoffman had a 9.875. That's a season high. That brings up Cammie Hall, the senior from Virginia.
Performing her Yurchenko 1.5 twist. This is a blind landing. Oh, no movement on that landing. Nothing like a stuck landing.
She's all Pac-12 on the vault.
So let's watch the form. Little soft knees there, 4 feet off the table. Remember, so far we've seen someone 6 feet up and 8 feet from the table. Superb distance on that vault. So the main issues here, slightly bent arms on that table, little soft knees in the air, but wow, what a landing. Good for her.
Coach Tom Farden says she high steps into the arena every day. She's full of energy, and it showed on her vault. Sarah Julius now, sophomore from Thousand Oaks, California.
And though she struggled a little bit on this routine in the season so far, it is a beautiful routine. I love the form, and the height on that Jaeger is outrageous. One of the highest we will see. When she gets in that handstand position, it's so lovely. Exquisite straight legs, nice toe point, long swing into that double layout. Oh, so great to see her hit that routine and really do what she's capable of on this event. Check this out. This is just jaw-dropping. Perfect technique. Almost 2 feet, but look how far away from the bar she is. That is just fearless flying. That's when you know this event is fun. There is nothing like swinging and releasing a bar with that much air time.
Lucy Stanhope will be up now for Utah.
Now these next 2 spots in the lineup, this is where Utah struggled a little. So great opportunity for big improvement here. It's a 1.5 twist.
Tammy Hall had a 9.925 before her.
Wow, another great landing. When you don't give those tenths of a point away, they just add up. And when you're performing 10-0 start values, that is a competitive edge, especially for a national contender. Look at the distance,
wow.
9 feet from the table, just a little hop. So good distance, could be a little bit higher for a really gigantic score.
Stanhope, the sophomore from England, a member of the Great Britain national team. Anna Padurerio now for UCLA, coming after Sarah Julius had a 9.875 season high for her.
Open with a toe handstand before she performed the Maloney to high bar. Nice job hitting the final handstand, giant full. Pretty good on top of that bar in the pirouette. So far, UCLA is looking so much better in this competition.
Don't miss out on all the great rivalry basketball tomorrow on ESPN and the app. At 4 Eastern, number 8 Baylor squares off against number 10 Kansas. Then Coach K makes his final trip to the Dean Dome as number 9 Duke visits North Carolina. Finally, number 5 Kentucky heads to Alabama at 8 Eastern to cap off the night. Jaden Rucker now for Utah, coming after Lucy Stanhope scored a career-high 9.95.
Another 1.5 here. Oh, nice pop off the table. Didn't get quite as much distance, but had more height on that vault. Watch how she pops off the table. Really rises up, showing great height. Doesn't quite get the distance, but good control, just that step on the landing. I know that's a vault she's happy with.
It's almost unfair that we're comparing every vault now to Shea Campbell because she went higher and farther than most athletes in college gymnastics. Here's Emma Malabuyo.
Really nice technique up. Ooh, almost touched her feet on that low, but wow, what gorgeous amplitude on that pack salto. And oh, I was about to say that was going to be a perfect half pirouette on low bar. She was so aggressive and had to cover with another half pirouette, and she covered it really well. Just a side air. Oh, and a great landing on the double layout. Really quick thinking on that low bar. This is just outrageous. After this first skill, this pack salto is sky high. One of the best in the country. Double layout. Look at the legs glued perfectly together. Should get bonus for that.
She's coming after Anna Padurerio, who had a 9.85. Here is Lexi Burt. She has a season high so far on vault of a 9.9.
Really looking for a controlled landing here. Ooh. Little rushed. I thought she was rushed right when she had her hands on the table. When you get a little ahead of yourself and you rush, thinking about the landing before, it just cuts everything short.
Malabuyo for UCLA had a 9.775. This brings up Olympic medalist Jordan Childs.
This routine is so dynamic, has so much difficulty packed in it. That is the most difficult release move, single bar release move done in the NCAA. And showing off the handstand. And then check this out, another single bar release. She has just back-to-back difficulty. This gymnast wants a 10.
That could be it.
Well, that was a great routine. So here, I saw the slight little slide, okay?
Right,
I did see it.
it.
However, what do you do with the routine that has that much more difficulty and picture perfect handstands? I'm sorry, I get it. There should be a deduction, but that's a better routine.
Coach Chris Waller says she has a full bag of tricks to choose from. She can do everything on bars.
This in a piked position, so it is high, it is difficult. She doesn't even need to do this much difficulty in the routine. The risk is high and the reward should be great.
Grace McCallum will be the final vaulter for Utah. Remember, here's a good update on the team scores. Lexi Birch had only a 9.25 with the fall, so they need a hit here to stay in the lead.
Unique vault, half on, front half off.
Oh, yeah.
She tried to glue those toes onto the mat. They slid just a little bit. That's a 10-0 start value. So nice to see Utah throwing, let's see, 5 of their 6 vaults were 10-0 start value vaults.
And they have 5 exceptional scores, so their team score will look good here at the halfway point in the competition. Jordan Childs had a 9.925. That's a season high for her. That's 4 out of 5 scores that are season highs for UCLA on this event so far. And here is their anchor performer, Nora
Here
Flatt.
comes amplitude again and unique skill. That Higgins roll into the Eagle Giant. Straddle Jaeger right out of it. Showing off great technique, nice, fluid, effortless swing. Love the straight arms on the cast. And check this out. Perfectly straight body in that double layout. Wow. What an improvement for UCLA.
Really, they started off at the first meet, and Waller said it was torture. It was horrible. And they've been building a little bit better each week, looking very impressive tonight, Kathy.
It's wonderful to see. Beautiful straight body and that Higgins roll into the Eagle. Check out the amplitude. And watch this perfectly straight body and that double layout. Very elegant position she hits in that air. Love it.
By the way, over on vault for Utah, the score in for Grace McCallum has a 9.9 after her perfect 10 in the first rotation. So 9.95 is the score for Nora Flatley, who as a senior, stepping up to do the all-around for the Bruins. She told us before the meet, I'm the old lady and I'm doing the all-around. Oh boy, let's go down to Sam Peshek. She's with Utah's Tom Farton.
Tom, you told me that you wanted to see more consistency from your team on vault and bars. How do you think they did today?
Pretty good. I mean, I know Alexia was a little off today, but we thought we started bars really well, and then we went over to vault, and the first several vaults were really done well.
What do you want to see from your team on floor and beams?
They got to still be a little bit aggressive. We want them to be determined, and then we want the performance quality come out with both of these events.
Thanks, Tom.
Thanks, Sam. Go Utes.
All right, they were teammates in Tokyo. Now they're on opposing teams. When we come back, we'll talk to UCLA's Jordan Childs and Utah's Grace McCallum.
Silver medalist Jordan Childs and Grace McCallum here, and they are competing against each other. I want to know about the transition from elite gymnastics into college gymnastics.
I feel like the transition from elite to college is a lot harder than most people think it is. I mean, at least for me, like the skills are much easier, but I think your mindset when you're competing is completely different, where in elite, it's very individualized. In college, it's all about the team. And so like switching your mindset, I think that was like the hardest part for me.
Definitely that mindset was kind of difficult going into college, but I love the team aspect of just being able to do it with everyone else and not individualize ourselves like we do in the elite world.
You guys are doing NIL. You were at the GOAT Tour. Tell us a little bit about how you're balancing that schedule.
These past couple of months have been so crazy. We got to school, I was only there for a couple of weeks, and then I left right for the GOAT Tour. And so I was doing that. We were traveling all over and had to manage school on top of that and make sure I got enough training in, and then got back and all the practicing. And so it's been a roller coaster the last few months. I wouldn't change it for the world.
I didn't start school actually until the winter, so the time management part for me now is crazier than it was before. There's so many interviews and photo shoots that I have to do nonstop. I make sure I have that time for myself, and then obviously the time to practice and making sure that those skills that I need are in perfect shape.
What's been the most fun part for you?
Being with the team. I'm really excited to start traveling with the team because I feel like that really makes you so much closer together. And so just getting to know all the girls on another level will be super fun.
I've already traveled with my team and that was really fun. I do have to say, Grace, you're gonna have fun. Like, it's gonna be fun.
I can't wait.
You'll have jokes, you'll have laughs, you'll be like doing crazy things. But yeah, I definitely enjoyed traveling with my team and just being with the girls in general.
Welcome back inside legendary Pauley Pavilion. I'm Bart Connor along with Kathy Johnson-Clark and Samantha Peshek. Here is the update on the meet at the halfway point. Utah led by .275, largely because of that 10.0 for Grace McCallum in that first rotation. Now Utah leads by .375 at the halfway point in this competition. UCLA 5 season high scores on bars. Both of these teams having an outstanding day. Both Utah and UCLA, their season highs on those two opening events. And this could be a treat here, Kathy. This is Anna Poderariu from Canada.
And she performed an outstanding routine last meet. It was big, beautiful, and fearless. She wants to replicate that.
She scored a 9.9 as a leadoff performer. Of course, that could be expected from the young lady that was a finalist at the World Championships 2 times. And 3 years ago, she won the beam silver medal in the world.
And no problem with that very difficult side aerial to back handspring. Gorgeous position in her leap. Watch this jump, sheep jump, so well done. It's extremely difficult anytime you take your eyes off the beam and throw your head back, much less touch the top of your head with your toes. Side aerial to full. What a beginning for UCLA. Love to see her milk all that choreography. So well performed, so confident, calm, all the way to the very finish. Just nails the landing. Pristine.
She was a member of the Canadian team at the World Championships, of course, coached by Yelena Davidova, the 1980 Olympic all-around champion. Anna Poderariu, as my wife reminds me to say, the Romanian pronunciation of that very Romanian name. Jillian Hoffman now for Utah. We saw her score a 9.875 as a leadoff on vault.
Now we're going to look for these E elements, especially on the first passes, the highest rated difficulty. She's going to open with a double layout. It's an E.
Oh.
Really nice control on that landing. And the judges look at these leaps for precision. Perfect split in the air. taking off and landing with feet together. All the little details must be there. Watch this combination pass to see if it rises off the floor. Nice amplitude, especially on that first one. The second one could have been a little bit higher, a little more control on the landing. Nice routine. I think the only deduction will be on that middle pass. The second skill was slightly off.
I spoke to Crystal Issa and I asked her who's impressed her the most on the team, and she said Jillian Hoffman. She said she's been so motivated to get back after her injury, and she always knows she's gonna hit, and that's why we all like her in that leadoff spot.
She had a career high of a 9.975 versus Arizona State this season. So what an incredibly impressive leadoff performer. Anna Padererio had a 9.9, and this brings up Emma Malabuyo for UCLA.
UCLA is very fortunate to have some natural beam workers. Emma is one of those. Oh, she was hitting that just perfectly in practice, in the warm-up. Front aerial to split jump. Unfortunately, she broke that connection. So this could set up. Nice job coming back with an even more difficult combination, ending with that ring jump. And a little Carlton there on the beam. Nice dismount combination here. Back handspring, layout, step out to the full. All right, not the routine she wanted, as she looked so brilliant in warm-up. So a missed opportunity there. Let's see if we can see, just anytime that second leg comes down and your chest is still forward, you have all this room for error. You've got to stand up right as that back leg goes and attacks the landing. She clearly felt a little bit off and wasn't quite as aggressive as I normally see her there.
Unlucky for the young lady who scored as high as 9.925 on beam this season. Now here's Abby Paulson. Score for Jillian Hoffman in that leadoff spot was a 9.875.
Opens with the front through to a 2.5 twist. See if she can control that very difficult landing. Well done. Way out to front full. Beautiful control on that landing. This leap series here, very difficult. Switch full to Sisson. Every one of her passes is a blind landing. It can be difficult to control. So far, she's done them exceedingly well. And that was the best landing of all. Really nice job. I love seeing the Maya Hambrick effect here. I saw her before the meet. What a get they got. LSU gymnast, and now she's on the coaching staff here at Utah doing a tremendous job. This is Maya Hambrick, and we had so much fun watching her gymnastics career.
She herself is a 20-time All-American.
Watch this very difficult 2.5 twist. Little bit of crossing of the legs in the air.
We go back now to beam for UCLA. This is a very important routine.
Love this
Childs.
mount. Shows off strength, flexibility, balance. Oh, little bit off.
The reason this is an important routine, remember, 6 athletes compete. You count the best 5 scores. Malabuyo had only a 9-3.
Handspring layout. Love how aggressively she attacked that landing. And you're right, Bart. This is an opportunity because you have to be able to come back from a miss. It does put a different kind of pressure on the rest of the lineup, but great teams rise to that occasion. Switch leap to a wolf jump.
Chris Waller told us that she's really tweaked her routine on beam to make it the best for scoring in the NCAA. The rules in collegiate competition significantly different than the Olympic rules. Olympics require more difficulty.
And talk about difficulty. Perfect setup for this dismount. Pike double back, the most difficult in NCAA competition.
Once again, she has such a bag of tricks. She can do just about anything in the book. Let's go to Sam.
I spoke to Emma Malabuyo because I saw her go up to Jordan Childs after she had a fall. I know it wasn't the routine she wanted to do, but I saw her give that pep talk. And I asked her what she said to Jordan, and she said, "I know you have my back. You got this." And I think it's a good reminder that this is a team sport, and for a freshman to have already learned that, it's pretty special.
Jaden Rucker will be next up for Utah. Abby Paulson, a season-high 9-9. So good scores for Utah, and they have the team lead here in the 3rd of 4 rotations. Jordan Child's score for UCLA on beam, a 9-9.
Jaden Rucker opens with a full twisting double back. Half in, half out. Oh, looks like she just stepped over that line. Hard to see from our angle.
It appears that the yellow flag did go up one of the line judges, so that means an additional 1/10 of a point will be deducted from her score from going outside of the boundaries.
Switch half to straddle full and wolf full.
She owns a share of that 2021 Pac-12 title on the floor.
Combination pass front, layout to front full. Nice controlled landing. Three really solid routines so far for Utah on floor exercise. This was the one deduction in the routine. Of course, the step out of bounds and also the large step out of it. You have to show control on the 2 feet, and that front foot needs to stay down.
Don't miss out on all the great rivalry basketball tomorrow on ESPN and the app. At 4 Eastern, number 8 Baylor squares off against number 10 Kansas. Then Coach K makes his final trip to the Dean Dome as number 9 Duke visits North Carolina. Finally, number 5 Kentucky heads to Alabama at 8 Eastern to cap off the night. Brooklyn Moores now from Canada, competing now for UCLA on the beam. Jordan Childs had a 9-9.
And I know your wife enjoyed that first skill, Valdez on beam. You don't often see those. Little balance break there after her leap sequence. Front aerial to a front handspring. Very difficult front tumbling on balance beam. Brooklyn is such a beautiful performer, both on balance beam and floor exercise. She has exquisite presence. It's beautiful shapes.
Last year, she redshirted the season and enrolled remotely while training for the Olympics, helped the Canadian team to 10th place, and she herself was 16th in the all-around.
And a front handspring to a Rudy. 1.5 twist on that dismount. Love the unique difficulty in that routine. This is the only place she had a little problem. Nice job on that first switch leap, split jump, and was just dropped that right shoulder as she was coming down, so gave up a slight balance check there. Front handspring to a Rudy. Love the unique difficulty.
Grace McCallum, the only athlete from Utah today competing in the all-around. She had a 9.9 on a vault and a perfect 10 on bars.
First pass will be a full twisting double back. Nice job trying to keep that front foot down to show the control. Lovely positions in the leaps. Her trademark terjete into that stag drop to the floor. Strong finish. Front layout to a Rudy. Strong, dramatic finish. I love her smile. It just makes me smile throughout the whole routine.
You know, it's interesting. Tom Farden told us this week, he said, you know, she's used to competing like 3 or 4 times a year. And here you compete every weekend in college gymnastics. He said after the first week, she had this look on her face like, wait, I have to compete again?
I said in the interview, she was so honest and open, so genuine, and said, I don't quite have college gymnastics figured out yet, but I'm getting there.
Coach Tom Farden says she's incredibly easy to coach and very humble young lady. She'll have a great career. Here's Nora Flatley having a terrific day, 9.825 on vault, 9.95 on bars.
I am just so excited to see her in the all-around and doing so well in her senior year. I love her on balance beam. Just beautiful work. Watch this combination. 3 skills, aerial to back handspring layout, just spot on.
Missed most of the regular season last year with an ankle injury, came back just in time for the Pac-12s.
Oh, those tricky full turns, they can sometimes bite you. And she does a difficult one with the leg up in that parallel position. Gorgeous back leg. That is, she should do clinics on leaps and showing that back leg, how high she holds it in the position.
She really is the MVP so far this season for UCLA in terms of scores that she has contributed to the team.
Back handspring, 1.5 twist, a little hop on the landing. Oh, just that, that one part of the routine, the full turn. Everything else was just nearly flawless.
Molly O'Keefe, the junior from Las Vegas now. Season high so far for her is a 9.95, and that was the score that Grace McCallum just got on floor before her. So McCallum having a terrific all-around competition today with a 10, a 9.9, and a 9.95.
Watch the details in this routine, just precise footwork, beautiful toe point. Pike double back, even in the tumbling, wow, just stayed in bounds, good for her.
Flatley score for UCLA on beam, 9.825.
transitions on these leaps. Full 180 split. Such strong footwork, gives away no foot faults. Double wolf turn, works out of it beautifully. Back 1.5 to front layout. Full.
Nice.
Great difficulty. Kept her legs together on those twists too.
It looked effortless.
That was beautiful.
Last year she won all, or at least a share of the Pac-12 titles on the bars, beam, floor, and the all-around.
Watch her push through, points the toes right off the floor, keeps them pointed till she lands. And just inside the boundary line, that right there is perfection.
Let's go to Sam.
I saw Jordan Childs walk up to Shea. She was dancing with her at first, and I asked her what she said to her in a pep talk, and she said, show them who you are. We love you. Just do what you know how to do best.
All right, well, they need a hit here because remember, they have a 9-3 that they want to drop. So Nora Flatley's score of a 9.825 is in there. They need a score right now for Shea Campbell on beam.
Has to attack this back handsman layout just like that. Split leap to the switch half. Well done. Another leap series here. Switch leap, oh, back leg, and this is supposed to connect right to the straddle quarter. She won't get that connection. And that's how you earn the bonus points so that your routine will start from a 10-0. Most gymnasts have backups in the routine. And because she had 2 leap series, she should be fine. Watch the height here. The cartwheel swings it through to the gainer full. Really well done. Handled a lot of pressure on that routine. Was aggressive and calm. Just that one little balance correction and misconnection.
Last year's Pac-12 Newcomer of the Year, Shea Campbell, now a sophomore. Let's go to Sam.
He is not a new face for Utah, and she's part of that leadership council. And I had a chance to ask Abby Paulson why she likes Sid in that leadership council spot. She said she's confident in everything she does, and it radiates to the rest of the team. And she's also very organized. So she said she keeps the team in line.
Sydney Solosky, she's the anchor on 4. This is the only event she competes for Utah.
Watch this double layout. Second one rises.
Oh.
Really well done. Great control. This routine has everything. Switch half, the split full. Usually gets really good amplitude on this front layout to front full. Might have been a little bit flatter than I've seen it, but such good control on the landing. I'm impressed with the footwork, really, of all the Utah gymnasts. So clean, so precise. Back 1.5, nice amplitude. There it is on that final pass.
She just floated down.
What a performer. I mean, just such a fun gymnast to watch perform on floor exercise. She just lights the place up.
Tom Farden says she's our defibrillator to shock the team to life when they need her. Look at the technique and form.
But this was beautiful. Kept those legs glued together. Perfect control on the landing.
And she's coming after a superb score from Miley O'Keefe. It was a 9.925. Grace McCallum before her, a 9.9. Well, UCLA is having their best meet of the season, and their coach is with Sam now.
Thanks, Bart. Chris, you told me you wanted to see championship quality routines tonight. Who has shown that to you?
Let's say Anna Petteraru on beam stepped up again, first one out, got another 9.9. Jordan Childs on beam crushed it, like looking better and better and more confident. Jordan on bars, Nora on bars. What we're seeing is from last week, a building of confidence. You still see these little glimmers of doubt, and then boom, they're coming right back. Really proud of the team right now. I'm seeing a fight that we haven't seen recently.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, Chris Waller's team, season high scores on vault, bars, and beam. Utah on pace for perhaps a 198, trying to join the very few teams that have broken 198 this year. All-Star game returns to ABC for the first time since 2004. The 4-team, 3-on-3, 3-game tournament is back, and sure to be exciting once again. Some of the league's youngest and brightest stars showcase their skills, also available on ESPN+. Take a look at the current rankings in the NCAA. We're just about the midpoint in the season. Michigan, Oklahoma, Utah, and Florida off to an outstanding season so far. UCLA has struggled. They're only 22nd, but tonight we're seeing by far their best performance of the year. They certainly hope to move up in the rankings after this meet tonight. And wow, you talk about what's going on in the NCAA. We have so many incredible gymnastics meets to cover. And around the NCAA, 6 teams this year with 197 or higher average after 4 weeks. That's the most ever over 197 since 1998. Florida just barely survived a battle with Missouri by a little over a tenth and a half. Trinity Thomas won every single event in that event. And Michigan, look at this, Kathy, 198.525. They had 4 tenths, 3 on vault and 1 on floor. The reigning NCAA champions are pouring it on. All right, talk about the upcoming events we have on the ESPN networks. Saturday at 4, it's Auburn at LSU. That should be thrilling. February 11th, we have LSU Florida on the SEC network. Also that day, we have Georgia, Alabama. Utah warming up on the beam as they get set to finish their final rotation there. And look at their rankings. They're in the top 6 in every event, but Kathy, they're number 1 on beam, and we're going to see that treat when we come back.
We have waited for this moment, and their warm-ups look great.
Utah has the lead, UCLA having their best men of the year. When we come back to UCLA, Utah on the beam and UCLA on the floor. Who will be the next to go viral for the Bruins? You're watching the Pac-12 on ESPN. A nice crowd on hand here at Pauley Pavilion. Of course, Kathy, you and I, and Sam Pesek have all had some of our greatest memories in this legendary building. All right, let's take a look at the meet summary at this point. Utah has led wire to wire. They've extended their lead. Now they lead by .65, but they have to finish on beam as the visiting team does. Now, UCLA has season-high scores on vault, bars, and beam. They're having the best meet of the year by far. And Utah on pace to perhaps score 198 or better to join Michigan, Oklahoma, and Florida, the only other teams with a 198 this year. Emily Morgan will lead off for Utah on beam.
And they are coming off a tremendous balance beam performance in their last competition, so they have a lot of confidence coming in here. 2 back handsprings to a layout step out. Very solid. Nice back leg on that switch sleeve. Yeah, we've talked about the differences from elite gymnastics and competition and collegiate, and it is all about maximizing your score potential with the construction of the routine and minimizing, camouflaging any possible flaw, because perfection is the goal in college. Cat leap to side aerial,
nice.
full, really well done, so clean.
Well, she did her role. She had a 9-9 and leadoff spot on vault, and here a solid routine to hit off Utah on the beam in the final rotation.
Even showing off great flexibility in those back handsprings to set up the layout, and concentration from start to finish, all the details, not giving away any tenths of a point.
Nora Flatley.
And she actually has 2 E elements in this routine. Opens with a triple twist. Really difficult. 1, 2, 3. Wow,
beautiful.
that's her best one yet.
You mentioned E elements, the skills in gymnastics, rated A through E in college gymnastics, E being the toughest.
And she's going to come back with another one right here, front double twist. Really difficult.
Oh, nice.
She normally goes into a Sisson, had a little bit too much forward momentum, but covered it well. Now watch her show off these leaps. They are gorgeous. Switch ring to switch half. Back 1.5 here to front layout. Nice amp. Oh, gorgeous
nice.
layout position. This is the most complete routine on floor that I've seen.
I think that's the most complete meet she's ever had in college gymnastics.
Love to see it. Absolutely love to see it. And by complete floor routine, what I mean is the difficulty in the tumbling. 2 E elements, including a triples twist. Slight crossing of the legs. It's almost impossible to keep them perfectly together. And look at the leaps. That ring position on the first one is exquisite. And that layout position on the second somersault there, really well done.
The former national team member struggled with injuries a bit throughout her career at UCLA, but really in fine form in her senior year. Adrienne Randall, senior now for Utah, coming after Emily Morgan, another 9-9 for her in a leadoff spot.
Look at the determination you see on her face. You really build that confidence into your routine. Back handspring layout here. Oh! She must have clearly been off to the side because I didn't see any effort really to try to be aggressive and pull that back on. Sometimes it just can't happen. Needs a little higher back leg on that split jump. Full twisting back handspring swing down, always a fun skill to see. Dismounts a 1.5 twist. Love to see the fight till the very end.
Don't miss out on all the great rivalry basketball tomorrow on ESPN and the app. At 4 Eastern, number 8 Baylor squares off against number 10 Kansas. Then Coach K makes his final trip to the Dean Dome as number 9 Duke visits North Carolina. Finally, number 5 Kentucky heads to Alabama at 8 Eastern to cap off the night. Nora Flatley, a spectacular 9.925 to lead it off. And Sakai Wright in the lineup tonight on floor, the senior from California.
And this is a treat. All of the fans in the stands behind us are on their feet. Look at that, 2.5 twist.
Oh, she stayed in bounds. They changed the lineup at the last minute. Emma Malabuyo was supposed to be in the floor lineup, and Sakai Wright got the call.
One and a half twist.
Wow, what fun this is. Student section doing her choreography with her.
Well, that's the magic of UCLA gymnastics. Great to see it on display here. She just rocked this place.
There was Nia Dennis cheering her on. Nia, of course, one of the last UCLA gymnasts whose floor routine went viral.
Love the energy in the routine. Nice high 2.5 twist to open up the routine. And then just performing up a storm.
You know, she had a preseason elbow injury, so they weren't sure how much she was going to be able to do.
If Nia could join her out there, she would.
Oh, man. Sakai Wright, the Pac-12 vault champion, gave us a treat there on floor. Sam?
Yeah. BJ Doss, choreographer, said that Sakai's floor routine is a DMX tribute. It's very hard-hitting, hype the crowd up kind of routine. It's pretty dancey. She goes full out, and tonight she didn't disappoint. Bart, I saw you over there shimmying with her floor routine.
It's hard not to get pulled into that energy. That's exciting. All right, important moment now for Utah. Remember, they've had the lead coming into this rotation by a little less than 0.7 of a point. Emily Morgan had a 9.9. Adrian Randall fell, only a 9.35. So this is Grace McCollum, who's having a great night, but they need 4 hit routines right now.
And oh no. And was having a really good beam routine until that skill just looked like she rushed it just a little bit, got ahead of herself.
So what that means in terms of the team competition now, the best 5 scores count towards the team total. They have 2 misses, so they're going to have to count at least one of those low scores. Their lead over UCLA squandered just a bit right now.
So this is the kind of pressure that a great team must be able to withstand. They're #1 ranked right now on balance beam. They've had one other meet where they had troubles on beam as well. But no doubt these routines have everything they need to be some of the best. Just rushed it. It almost looked like she took up too little space on the beam. It needed to travel more, just a little bit more.
Scores in now for Sakai Wright. So after Nora Flatley led them off with a 9.925, Sakai Wright 9.825. And here is Brooklyn Moores, who has been honored in world competition with the Longines Prize of Elegance, and I think you'll know why when you see this floor routine.
Very well deserved. The theme music from The Godfather and Succession set the mood and tone of this routine. And she can tumble. Watch this. Double front. Very difficult. Stepped out of bounds. Well, nobody can emote quite like Brooklyn Moore. She was a little bit low on that final tumbling run, but the completeness of that performance was beautiful. Double front, large step forward and out of bounds. So there will be deductions in this routine. And right there, mistimed the punch in between those two skills. So the second one, the final one, wasn't quite high enough and landed with her chest down.
Third hit in a row for UCLA. Now Abby Paulson up now for Utah on beam. Grace McCollum had only a 9.15. Now, gymnastics fans might remember a couple of years ago when Abby Paulson scored a perfect 10 on beam to win it for Utah over UCLA in this very building.
And that wouldn't hurt them right now at all. Beautiful control on that side aerial. 3 of their athletes do that very difficult combination, side aerial to layout.
With 2 falls on beam, this meet is now very close.
It's one of the points I was going to make when I love to see the fight even after a fall. You never know if you have a second fall. You will have to count one of them, so every 10th of a point matters.
Olympic fans might remember her father, Brandon, 1996 Olympic silver medalist in wrestling.
Side aerial to full clutch performance.
I like what Tom Farden says about her. She's fierce, no talk, just work, and boy did she deliver when they needed it.
Judges sit right on the side, and you really have to go past split for our eyes, those judges' eyes, to see that complete 180, which is a requirement on balance beam.
I spoke to Abby Paulson right before they switched to the beam rotation and asked her, why is she having such a great year? And she said, honestly, my goal this year is just to enjoy every moment. Now, we all know she had a lot of pressure on her for this beam routine, but she looked calm up there, so her strategy must be working.
Well, Sam, you know beam better than anybody. You have to embrace pressure. You have to love it.
Back to floor for UCLA. Paulina Tratz from Germany.
And this is an adventure. I talk about E-passes, and all of these gymnasts are doing them. I think back to Disney. Remember when they required an E-ticket for the biggest, greatest rides? You need an E-ticket for this routine. Pike double back. Wow, nice control. Back 1.5 front layout. Double back, good for her. She has fought back from jamming her ankle a few weeks ago. So it is so wonderful to see her get back up to full energy, full floor routine, and as always, a complete commitment to the choreography.
Hey, there's Val Condos Field. They call her Miss Val. The legendary coach here at UCLA led that team to 7 NCAA championships. It's good to see her in the house tonight. And this, of course, is the Valerie Condos Field floor exercise mat in Pauley Pavilion.
And it's so wonderful to see her here. She is the originator of the dance party here at UCLA and has really engaged the fans with her unique choreography all those years. as the head coach.
Crystal Issa now on beam for Utah. This is clutch. Abby Paulson had a 9-9, so trying to get back on track here. They need 2 more hits.
Triple series, so aggressive, and she just has ice water in her veins. She can handle this kind of pressure and do so with such joy. As Coach Tom Farden said, she is just the happiest person on the planet.
We asked him what qualities does she bring to the team. He said, she's Switzerland. She's neutral. Everybody
Yes.
likes her. Oh,
And she is clutch here. Good for her.
Another clutch moment for the Utes.
You get a lot of bonus for connecting these 3 skills. 2 layout step outs, and tough as nails, kept that front foot down, fought all the way through, and came up big for her team.
Let's go to Sam.
Yeah, Jordan Childs actually is used to competing like a college gymnast, even though she's a freshman, because of the GO Tour. They did 32 tour stops, so she has experience competing week after week. She also got to work with BJ Doss on that tour, which is why they were able to put a routine together in just 2 days. You're going to see Lizzo, Cardi B, Doja Cat, and her favorite artist, Normani, featured in this floor routine.
And some big tumbling, Sam. Double layout to open this routine. Front through to an easy double back. Difficult 1.5 wolf jump. Little superwoman in there. I like that dive roll. I think she's going to fit right into NCAA gymnastics.
I was thinking the same thing. You know, not every elite athlete's gymnastics translates over into college. She owns it already, and she's just a freshman.
Instantly. She took command walking onto the floor before the music even started. Look at the double layup, the height, the control. Welcome to your new life. How fun is this going to be? Great tumbling. Really good dance. Oh!
And it's a 10. Our second 10 of the night. Both Olympic medalists notching a 10. Grace McCollum and now Jordan Childs, and the pressure's on Utah. Crystal Issa a 9.925 as they celebrate here in Pauley Pavilion. Jordan Childs' perfect 10. Miley O'Keefe needs a hit for Utah now because they're going to have to count one low score in their team score. This is going to be close.
And this routine can be perfection. She is so beautiful on this event in every way. From the tips of her toes to the tips of her fingers. The attention to detail, the positions. Saw a little bit of nerves on her face, but she is managing this moment.
Miley O'Keefe can clinch the win for Utah here with a 9.975 or better, and she has scored a 10 already. If it's lower than that, UCLA has a chance to win it on floor with their final routine, Che Gamble.
That almost looked like a I got a secret smile right there. Side aerial to a 4.
Oh,
wow.
my goodness.
double clutch.
Oh, yes.
I spoke to Crystal Issa about how Miley O'Keefe likes to compete, and she said she just really likes calm. She said our whole team actually waits to cheer for her until after she makes her series. And you guys could tell how crazy the crowd was, so that must have been quite a challenge for her. But like you mentioned, she scored a 10 on beam last weekend, so she's such a veteran.
Whew.
Wow.
I had to take a breath for her right here.
Yeah, going into this meet, Utah was heavily favored. UCLA barely getting rolling this season. They're already more than a point ahead of their high team score this season, and they're not done. Here's Shea Campbell coming after Jordan Childs had a 10.
Watch this big full in.
Kathy, the score in for O'Keefe, it's a 9-9-7-5. So Utah is going to get the win. Shea Campbell, even with a 10, cannot win it for UCLA here. But let's sit back and enjoy this.
But she can get her own kind of win here. Cap off the best meet that UCLA has had so far. Front lay to front full. Watch for the amplitude on this double tuck. And great control. What a way to finish. What a meet for the UCLA Bruins. Huge improvement. So great to see this team come together, fight together. All the way to the very end. The focus.
At 5 feet 7 inches, she's a tall gymnast, but she's like 6 feet tall on the floor the way she presents. What a thrill for Chris Waller and his UCLA Bruins, hoping to finally put a decent meet together. We'll wait for her score, but in front of their home crowd, this was terrific for both of these teams.
Absolutely, and to see Utah, yes, they were under pressure, but they delivered the clutch performances that they needed.
Miley O'Keefe coming through with that 9-9-7-5. And of course, Jordan Childs with a treat. UCLA, the Olympic medalist, gets her first perfect 10 in NCAA competition. What a thrill. We'll be back. More great gymnastics action this weekend. Olympic all-around champion Suni Lee and number 6 Auburn are back in action tomorrow, facing off against number 8 LSU. Coverage begins at 4 Eastern on ESPNU. Well, what a thrilling competition. We weren't sure it was going to be this close when we came into this one, but both teams doing exceptionally well, and UCLA by far their highest score of the season. Jordan Childs gets a perfect 10. Grace McCollum from Utah gets a perfect 10. But Utah defeats UCLA, this time barely, but for the 4th straight time. Let's go down to Sam, who's with our all-around winner, Jordan Childs.
Jordan, what an exciting meet. You got your first career perfect 10. How does it feel to do that in front of your home crowd tonight?
You know, before I even came out here, I found out we were wearing Kyla's Leo, and I was like, I'm about to tweet. I'm in Kyla Ross's Leo. Let's see if I'll get my first 10. And actually making it happen definitely felt amazing. This goes out to my mother. I know she couldn't be here today, but I just have to say I love you. Thank you for pushing me. And this was just an amazing feeling. I have no worries. hurts.
I know how important it was for you to do all around. Tonight was your first all around title. What does that mean to you?
It means the world. All around title. What? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I have not. Wow. I did not expect that at all. You know, I just come out here just to start my streak all over again that I started last year, just hitting 4 for 4. And I just have to say thank you to everyone who support me, from my family to my teammates to my close friends. I love you guys.
You and Grace scored a perfect 10 for the first time in college on the same night. What happened there? Is there something in the water with these Olympians?
I don't think so. I think it was just more of me just going out there having fun. You know, at the end of the day, I'm doing it for myself, and I want to continue to do that.
Thanks, Jordan.
Thank you.
All right, we talk about those perfect 10s. Grace McCallum got her first on bars for Utah.
Just every piece of this bar routine was so flawless. And then, of course, the landing. I love the look on her face. And what a thrill. Her first 10, I'm sure it will be of many.
And Jordan Childs, what an all-around performance, 39-7.
Starting her streak again, trying to go 4 for 4. I mean, such dynamic performer. Great difficulty, obviously. But the way she turned it on for this crowd here in Pauley Pavilion, it's going to be a great 4 years.
Oh man, so exciting that these Olympic athletes now can retain their NCAA eligibility and compete in college. To have that unique experience, there's nothing like it in the world. Upcoming college gymnastics meets on our ESPN network. Look at all the meets we have this year. I think there's about 40 meets. It's really something. Well, both Utah and UCLA have outstanding meets. UCLA, their season high, 197.65. Utah gets the win, though, with a 197.75. A thrilling night of gymnastics from Pauley Pavilion. Coming up next is UFC The Walk, Whitaker versus Adesanya. For Kathy Johnson-Clark and Sam Pesic, I'm Bart Connor. Thanks for joining us tonight from Pauley Pavilion. So long from Los Angeles.